the topic is absence of day 9. In those, we will replace him. And we will replace him. So yeah, day 9 basically has faded away. And every time someone tweets at him, well, not me, probably not every time, but he's been reported of blocking people that tweets at him, asking when he's going to do StarCraft content. So at this point, we kind of have to imagine that he's taking.
Wait. Did you mute? People in chat are saying you didn't mute and they heard everything when we were on the break.
No, just the cookie part, because that's the only way I can hear it, man.
Okay.
Oh.
Just covering, like...
So, when we were talking about how we were going to go break dragons' legs and throw them into a river, you know.
Yeah,
that's not... We don't want that broadcasted on stream.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So anyway, Day9 has been reported of blocking people on Twitter for asking when he's going to stream StarCraft 2, so it's safe to assume that Day9 is...
I didn't know you were going to go there.
What? What? I mean, you know, the only time I got on a daily was for Fun Day Monday, and then he canceled the show, man. It's not like I'm worried. It's not like I'm worried of burning a bridge here, man.
Okay.
But no, like, he's probably gonna come back for Legacy of the Void, but no, the focus is not on Day 9. The focus is on those who will step up to fill the niche of educational content.
Oh my god. One more time, please, that has to be in the highlight. Whatever you just tried to say.
Educational.
You fucking what, mate?
It's so bad.
Whoa, my man. Why are you gonna be like that? Alright. So basically, Greettorp has come back to the scene, and he's been doing a lot of good stuff on his YouTube and on his stream. Basically playing random, but keeping it 1 week at a time. You know, he's got a straw poll, and the week after that current week, he just goes and plays Zerg or Terran or Protoss. And yeah, Nathanias, have you checked out Greettorp's stream?
I tuned in once or twice. So it's standard commentary play. He got back to Masters really quickly after some people on Reddit flamed him forever. And considering that Master League in NA a week ago was like 500 people, that's actually, you know, for someone that hasn't played the game in a while, it's pretty respectable. I'm kind of glad Greettorp's back because he's a pretty chill dude.
Agreed.
Did you know me and Greettorp have known each other for many, many, many years? Like 9 to 10 years?
Yeah, but
from
that's
Brood
like...
War? Since
okay,
Brood War.
9 to 10, that's pretty long.
Since,
Because
really
not being around in the Brood War scene, I'm kind of used to hearing people basically saying that they've known each other for like a decade. So, but
probably more. Now that I think about it, it was like when I was like 12, 13. So maybe even like 12 years, 13 years. Pretty insane. He's also very he can't drink alcohol. He has some disease or something that like alcohol just fucking like
Kills
there's
him?
no filter for him. Your body naturally filters out alcohol, and he doesn't have whatever that is.
I've heard there's like a gene that is I've heard it has I don't know too much about the specifics, but I've heard there's like a lot of like certain demographics of people like where you're from, they don't have like a gene that helps them process alcohol as well.
Yeah.
So what the fuck?
You go 0 to 100 real quick.
You get wrecked off like one drink could just totally shrek you.
But isn't that good though?
I mean,
you save money, but from what I've heard, you still get totally Tyrannosaurus wrecked. Like, it's not fun at that point.
Oh. Well, when you put it that way. So, there's Greettorp coming back to do a little bit of educational content, just like Day 9. There's SC2Remax, which is a YouTube without boring non-StarCraft videos. SC2Remax, which has a lot of, there's no spoilers, there's a good search function. And then there's also Jack Attack, who brought back the Fun Day Monday. So it's nice to see that even though, Day 9 fades away, people are there to... Why are you smirking like that, man?
I just love how you say certain words.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad my love for you is growing, or your love for me is growing.
I'm glad we shared this moment, guys.
All right. Next topic: map hackers numbers increase in Korea. Total Biscuit outcries on Twitter.
You want to make so many enemies today.
This comes back to, like, you know, as much, you know, there's like people that you like, people that you're friends with, and then there's when you tweet stuff like this, it rarely ever does anything productive. Like, I can understand that when you put pressure on companies, when like someone like him has the power with a tweet like that to put pressure on Blizzard, but whether it moves anything along is a whole other question entirely. But that's StarCraft, man. Like,
There's a lot of hackers. Like,
yeah.
NA, I think NA honestly is the worst. And maybe there are some on Korea,
it's
but
the worst because at the highest level, there's so few actual good players that the hackers are like the only ones that play there anymore.
yeah, exactly.
At least on Europe, it's like maybe you'll run into a pro gamer, but yeah. I had this really funny game. Like the best part is like some of them don't even utilize. Some of them have like the really cheap hacks. And like I played this game yesterday. This guy like we're playing Inferno pools, 4 spawn locations, and the guy just at the very beginning of the game like looks at my main, looks at my natural, sends his probe there like proxy gates, and man, and then the guy's like looking at your base when you can
staring at the
like,
fog.
But he's just staring, and then your medevac finishes, and then he immediately looks at your medevac like in this weird spot where you have it running around like without having seen your base at all the entire game. You know, like shit like that. It's like, come on.
Morrow's laughing because that was him. And he had your stream open.
No.
He's like, I got that motherfucker.
Some like random Korean dude whose name was Protoss in Korean, and just fucking, I'm like, man, these guys, they must have really exciting lives. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of sad for the map hackers, but you know it's they gotta do what they gotta do, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Total Biscuit woke up, realized there was a bunch of hackers. That's very relevant. Moving on. Proleague playoffs. Blizzard fucks it up, and Startel, Yo Flash Wolf stuck in a tunnel because of Blizzard, the actual Blizzard, like the snow.
Yes, we got the fucking joke. We all read it on Reddit. Why are you making it such a thing? Just let it go.
Wait, what?
There was a joke because Yoey Flashwoods got DQ'd from Pro League, so someone wrote
Oh, the Blizzard joke.
because of Blizzard, and fucking
har.
desRow's beating it like a dead horse.
Word puns, how fun.
Anyways,
so-
it was
so-
a good joke the first time I read it, but I fucking could see it a mile away. I knew you were gonna go there, and then you fucking went there, and then you kept going there for like a minute as you did that intro into the subject. I've been to Pro League, so I'll speak a bit about this. It's fucking ridiculous how early they want you to show up. I remember my abysmal Pro League record. I think it went like 04 or 05 or some horrible terror shit. And every time they wanted us to go to Pro League, they wanted us to show up like 2 or 3 hours before the match starting time. And I guess for good reason, because shit like this can happen. But at the same time, as a pro gamer, you don't want to spend your whole day, you know, at Pro League, because you show up, you do nothing for 2 hours. You do like 10 minutes of makeup if you want it. They do that introduction. You sit on the bench. You wait for like an hour. You play your match. Then you sit on the bench for another 2 or 3 hours. They release you. You take an hour. You gotta go back to your training house, and that's your whole fucking day. Is like waiting for shit and then you play maybe one match, or you don't play one match if you don't play. But yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate, but I can see why Kespa did it. If they allow it this time, then what happens next time if, you know, some other team is DQ'd and they have a really good excuse, like our tire blew out, and you know, you can't really prove that it didn't. So, you know, if they did that and they said, well, you let Yoey Flashwolves play, but you're not going to let us play, it's kind of a problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's basically it. It really sucks for Yoey Flash Wolf because they and Startel, because they were winning at the back of so many Zerg games, and they have like a really great Zerg lineup compared to most of the other teams. Nathanias, did you catch CJ versus Junior this morning?
I caught the first few, and then I fell asleep at my computer while watching them.
Like on your chair?
Well, I was like I guess I was watching in my bed. I had like my iPad. I was just like watching them on, and then I dozed off. But I saw the first 2 games.
Nice.
Poor Hush, man. He got That game,
Dude,
was
that
ugly.
game looked so
that was
ridiculous.
ugly.
I was
and then
talking
Byung's
about-
game.
I
Byung's
was-
game was ugly.
I was streaming and I was like, man, I just watched Hush vs. Rogue on Pro League before I started my stream. I'm like, I honestly don't know what the fuck Hush was supposed to do. It just
I
seemed
felt
like
sorry for him. I felt
Yeah.
sorry. I was like, I really want to just walk up, put my arm around, and be like, look, man, let's just get the fuck out of here.
It was like I was like, what the fuck are you? It looked like he didn't even have a choice. It was like, okay, Rogue opened up 3 base, Hush got his 3rd base, Rogue's going swarm host, and now he can't fucking do anything, and it's just over. And yep, GG. And then it was just like, okay, guess that's done. Look fucking so bad.
So
Morrow,
what's
say
the
something.
what's
no,
the
let's go to Morrow.
what's the
Well,
context?
I
of-
didn't see the game, but I mean, good for Rogue to abuse that unit before it gets nerfed, I guess. Sucks for Hush. Yeah, I'm a Tyrant, guys. I don't watch PvC.
You think Zerg is broken right now, Morrow?
I don't think it's necessarily imbalanced. I just think Swarmhouse is like, it's pretty bullshit. It doesn't take a lot of skill to play Swarmhouse, I think.
I see.
It's not that difficult to once you have units out, click a spot on the map and just have that map area be safe, for infinite amount of time,
Yeah.
Oh, it was a Swarmhouse game, HuK.
Oh yeah, man.
Oh,
What
dear
the
Lord.
fuck? You just figured out it was a swarm host game? What gave that clue away?
Even getting away with the extra base, he was still fucked.
Yeah, he took like his 3rd was getting pressured and he was trying to counter pressure, so he took this sneaky 3rd at like the top left, and then he fucking I don't know, it just felt very disgusting. It felt like he had no room to outplay his opponent at all, and he was just always taking losses, always taking damage, always falling further and further behind. And it wasn't like Rogue was doing anything creative or cool, or wow, that was a really good defense, or anything like that. It's just like literally, here's some swarm hosts, they're going to attack your 3rd base, here's some swarm hosts, they're going to defend your counterattack, and the game's going to be over in about 10
Yeah, but that goes back to people thinking Overgrowth is a good map, just because it was like the most standard map. Like Overgrowth, it's really good for
Overgrowth was
Swarmhouse.
shit map. Fuck
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
It's like your old like slippers that fucking have like 20 holes in them, and then they stink a lot. They're just too comfy, and you don't want to let go. But in the end, they're not that good.
Are we talking about slippers, ex-girlfriends? What the fuck are you talking about?
I feel like you can analogize this to pretty much anything, but
Yes.
the point remains, get rid of this map.
Yes. Well, we should do a petition. Like the change.org, remove Overgrowth.
Wasn't this map gonna be removed anyway? And then they were like, and then a bunch of people like whined really, really hard
About Foxtrot,
Oh,
yeah.
Blizzard's like, okay, we'll change it. I'm like, god damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait to cast more Overgrowth games this season, guys. Can't fucking wait. Really just warms my heart.
Passion. But the new map pool, you remember like Snoot tweeted like how every new map was gonna be super good for Swarmhost.
Yeah,
I
but
think most of us can agree with like
I'm
Snoot is
pretty
pretty
sure-
much the best Swarmhost user.
I'm
Like
yeah,
he
but
should know his shit.
sure this happens every season. It's like all the new maps are shit for XYZ, blah 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 blah, and then it's like, okay, 2 or 3 of these actually not that bad. This one's a little crazy. This one's not actually good for Swarmhost, and then it's whatever, Like Sacred Spang's obviously fucking broken as all hell for Terran, but I'm halfway through the season, maybe Dark's gonna do some dank shit on it that makes all Terrans want to kill themselves. Who knows?
All right.
It's like Merry-Go-Round started off as pretty. I hated playing versus Zerg on the map at first, and then it became Terran favored, So who knows?
So just a little quick prediction before we move on from Pro League. CJ loses 4-2. SKT versus Jinair this weekend. And SKT is still being on top despite losing all their heavy hitters from last year for the first Pro League playoff. Jinair or SKT, Nathanias?
I haven't watched enough Pro League. I don't know if I can give a good opinion on this, man.
What? People are not going to bet off of what you say. Just be like, yeah, I like this one.
Which team do I like more?
Yeah.
I think it's pretty obvious. I'm an SKT fan. They have innovation. Like, I don't know. The only other team I really like.
But Jinair is Cure and Morrow, man. Morrow.
But if you asked me my favorite SPL team, I would tell you CJ Entus because I'm a big Hero fan. That's it. So SKT I like more.
Okay. You think SKT is going to beat Jinair, Chris?
Thinking about it right now, I'm looking at the player list. I think SKT will win.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think it's really close though. You're looking at like potential lineup: Cure, Morrow, Rogue, SOS, Trap or Symbol.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 4 or 5 players deep. And then from SKT, they're a lot less deep, but they have Sue, Innovation, Dark, Classic,
Yeah.
and then like a lesser Billowy, Dream.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think SKT has the advantage, but it's really close.
And that's gonna be February 14th.
Get fucked, Morrow. Your opinion doesn't matter to desRow.
Morrow, what do you think's gonna?
I hope that the SKT one wins.
Okay.
I really like Classic and Sue. And Innovation has been slaying everyone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's like unstoppable so far, I think.
And I like Dark. I like Dark.
Yeah, Dark's been on the come up
Dark
for.
is okay. It's okay.
All right. Well, we've covered Proleague, guys. That's basically it for the topics. Oh, actually, no. There's something I didn't put in the doc, but I just remembered. HuK released their rating, and the every matchup for the couple. I think it's a month or so, two, has been a 50% win rate every matchup. What are your
That's
thoughts?
silly.
What? Why?
Guys, man, that just doesn't like. 50, so what are the 50% win rates? Is it like Protoss wins 50% of the time when they kill Zerg before they get Swarmos? Zerg
So
wins.
PVZ is 283 versus 283, TVZ is 199 versus 199, and PVT, Terran is ahead by 0.14%. So it's not an exactly 50%
It's
win rate.
cool. I guess it looks cool. I don't know. I never felt like win rates accurately reflected the state of the game. So
Because certain builds have better
Because-
win rates.
because I always reference back the. I guess as a Terran, I don't really care because I actually like the game quite a bit right now. But most of what I hear from Zerg and Protoss players about the Swarm Hose thing, it's not like the balanced win rate makes it more fun. You know.
Mm-hmm. What about you, HuK? Do you feel those win rates, they represent how you feel about the game?
No, not at all.
Why?
I feel horrible.
Why?
Pretty much what Nathanias said to some degree. I feel like there's certain things that you blindly do, and you can like it's like if you do like some random fucking build. Like let's say you're playing merry-go-round, right? And you're playing against a Protoss, and because it's merry-go-round, no one is suspecting a proxy gate, right? And this is an analogy, obviously, but no one's
Nice.
going to do this. But anyways, for the point, so if you're playing PvP on merry-go-round, you're never going to scout for a proxy gate, because who the fuck's going to proxy gate on merry-go-round? But the guy's like, fuck it, I want to win 50% in my game, so I'm going to blindly proxy gate one of the locations, and half the time he's going to be there, half the time he isn't. And the half that he is, he's going to be totally unprepared, and I'm just going to get a free win. And the half the time that I'm not there, I'm just going to lose the game. And I feel like with build orders, obviously to a lesser degree, but to a certain extent, are a lot like that. Like, you just do something, like you just blindly like go some like Colossus all in PvT, and I guess if they play greedy enough, then you're just gonna win, and if they don't, you're probably just gonna lose. But does that necessarily reflect like good balance or good gameplay? Not necessarily.
Okay. What about you, Morrow? I know you're very vocal about balance.
Yeah, I think just like I said last time, I think StarCraft 2 is more balanced now than it ever has been. However, this new map pool, I have been playing it quite a bit now, and I must say that I think Terran is gonna start taking an advantage against Zerg, because I think the new maps are good for TVC. One of the big reasons is the backdoor expansion. I think that favors Terran a lot. It's easier to defend in early game, like with a 14 CC, but also you can like go Reaper, Hellion, harass, stuff like this without having to worry about, walling off. And this is actually a pretty big deal, because you can, force out more units from Zergs and stuff like this. But overall, the maps they seem pretty good for TVC. As far as TVP goes, I think the maps are kind of fine right now. There's like Secret Spring seems kind of bad for Protoss, but then if you look on the ice map, like with the map with the rock backdoor, I'm not sure exactly how balanced that is, but like Immortal Alliance are really tough to hold on that map. So I'm still like unsure about TVP, but as far as TVC goes, I think the new maps are gonna start, like it's gonna start being good for Terran. But yeah, like what HuK was talking about, the game design in TVP, I think it's pretty good. Like I think you can play Protoss without coin flipping very much at all against Terran. I don't really know like what you're talking about when you're saying that you feel the need to coin flip against Terran, because that's not the case at all from my experience talking with other Protosses and so forth. If anything, I think it's the Terran that mixes up his builds right now more than the Protoss players does.
Well, I mean, like as far as PvT balance, I mean, it was just an analogy for win rates don't necessarily depict good game balance or good gameplay, but like PvT, from my perspective, is really hard. I don't know if you watch the Pro League games. You said you don't watch the Zerg ones, but the PvT ones last night, where it was like Hero was playing against Morrow, and Morrow kept doing these Widow Mine drops, right? Like constantly, like one after another, two at the same time, whatever. And Hero pretty much never lost more than one probe to a Widow Mine. Like flawless defense. Like literally played pretty, like got 2 forge and whatever, and then he just got wrecked. Like then Morrow just attacked with a bunch of bio units, dropped in the main, and then at the same time attacked up the third base, and it was just over. Like I feel like Protoss in general and PvT, it's so boring because you're just sitting there defending. Maybe they pull SCVs and you just blindly lose, or maybe you go quick storm and you go less upgrades. That therefore you get to defend the SCV pool without knowing. Like an SCV pool, if you have storm and you have Colossus, most likely you're going to defend it, right? But if you go heavy upgrades and you're playing for the later game, thinking they're going to play macro, and then they pull SCVs and you don't have storm, but they have a shitload of Vikings, you can just blindly lose to that too. So there still is like a lot of factors that aren't completely knocked, completely out.
Yeah, but usually with good observer scouting and hallucination scouts, you can figure out if a Terran is going to SCV pull or not way before it happens. Like if it's an actual refined SCV pull and not just that he's pulling his SCVs out of his ass and going for it. Like you can tell by how many gases it takes and stuff like that. And usually Protoss players like think, oh, I defended that Widow Mine really good. I didn't lose any probes. But in fact, like most of the time, Protoss players, when I watch Pro League and stuff, they usually like fucking pull their probes to the other side of the base, and like
you have to.
They like way overdo it, so they lose like so much fucking mining time.
Did you see the Morrow versus Hero game last night?
No, I didn't see it. But
like
in general,
literally watch it. He defends it. I don't know if Nathanias saw it, but he defends it like pretty much. Like he pulls his probes when he has to, but they're not like AFK or anything. As soon as it's cleared up, he sends them back. I'm pretty sure he only loses 1 probe to 1 Widow Mine at the most every time it's dropped, and there's at least like 2 or 3 drops, maybe 4 or 5.
Yeah, but you gotta think like Widow Mines don't really cost a lot, so as long as he's losing more time pulling them away,
I'm with you, buddy. I'm with you. Let's fix this. I'm with you. Let's do something about the Widow Mine.
If you can think like, what is the problem then? Maybe you should be killing the medevac as it comes in.
No, so he targets the medevac. But the medevac has boost, so it's going to drop the Widow Mine anyways. And then if you don't target the Widow Mine and you kill the medevac, then you're going to lose stuff anyways. So you change priority when the Widow Mine's down to kill the Widow Mine.
I don't know, man. I think Widow Mine drops are fine. I don't think that's a problem.
All right. Well, guys, I think at this point we're going to have to agree to disagree. And maybe
of course, what else? I don't have any facts. I just think the game is pretty balanced right now.
Yeah. Hopefully David wakes up at some point.
I do. The only other thing I would want to mention is what Morrow said about the maps. We really haven't seen a whole lot of games on these new maps, so everything's going to change anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. All right, so guys, the next step for the show is the Patreon call-ins.
Oh shit! Favorite time of the day.
What? This is my favorite time of the week, man. They're so enthusiastic, Okay. So anyway, let me.
Is this gonna happen?
Yeah, guys. By the way, the Reddit thread, if you want to go ask your question, feel free to go do that. So use the hashtag SC2Remax on Twitter for your questions. And let's see what we have. I'll start with Reddit because the Patreon people are not ready yet. So let's see. Apparently, in the rulebook, it states that players from Quebec, Arizona, Connecticut, North Dakota, Maryland, and Vermont are eligible to compete. 2 questions. Obviously, players from these regions have played in WCS before. desRow tried to qualify this year, didn't he? So are they just not enforcing this rule? What would happen if someone from this region went on to win the Premier League title? HuK.
What? What the fuck was the question?
Yeah, I
TLDR.
love this.
TLDR, what would happen if I win WCS?
Well, you have to make it into WCF first before you can.
What would
win it.
happen if HuK won WCS?
You would get $30,000.
No, but with the gambling laws.
What?
Because he's the state. He's excluded.
Well, okay. So if Blizzard holds true to what they wrote in the rulebook and he's not allowed to play, then he's not in fucking Premier. He's out of Premier and he won't be able to play until he moves. So he won't play in WCS as far as I know.
Okay.
But I highly doubt that rule is going to stay in there. I'm pretty sure it was just some kind of clerical error, as we've already discussed. So
Okay.
I wouldn't worry too much about it.
Which foreigner is going to switch to a MOBA next?
All of them. They're all playing. You've been bamboozled if you think they're all playing StarCraft. Kappa.
Okay.
I feel like a lot. Almost, it's like common knowledge that so many people are playing like Heroes of the Storm. Just as soon as you're good enough that you feel comfortable going to compete in it and never having success, that's when you go. I don't know.
Okay. All right, so we have 2 call-ins. Let's get to it.
Wait, I want to talk about the Heroes of the Storm shit first for
Okay.
a second. Because they're, like, I see a lot of people's streams, like StarCraft 2 players that fucking stream Heroes of the Storm now, and they have, like, in their stream title, they're like, rank 1 Hero League player. Okay, rank 1 Hero League player in Heroes of the Storm doesn't mean shit. It's basically if you win enough, you get rank 1. There's, like, no competition, there's no going up, going down. Like, it just, you play enough, you get that rank 1. Who gives a shit? On top of that, anybody that is, like, planning on being competitive in Heroes of the Storm, whether it be a StarCraft 2 player or someone else, and I remember, I talked to a lot of Blizzard people about this when BlizzCon was coming up, and there was so much hype around EG and, like, fucking Idra coming to Heroes of the Storm. I was like, I will bet, X, Y amount of money that he will not do well, and his team will not win BlizzCon, because any ex-LoL or Dota player that comes into the scene and plays it a decent amount and actually practices will crush, even though it's a different MOBA, will crush any StarCraft 2 player that doesn't have experience. Like, I don't know, it all depends how much experience you have. If you've played LoL a lot like Nanawa has, and you've gotten like Diamond, Challenger, or you played Dota 2 like Scarlet has and gotten like a decent, good MMR, then yeah, maybe I can see you like possibly doing well in Heroes of the Storm. But the fact is, like, it's just, you gotta have some kind of resume behind it. Otherwise, it's like, it would be insanely surprising that you do well in it. It's like whenever a Warcraft 3 or an ex-Boot War player comes into StarCraft 2, you immediately think like, yeah, maybe he could do pretty well. But if you come from fucking like Hearthstone and then you try to go pro in StarCraft 2, it's just not gonna work out. You don't have, the background skills to make it. And you're gonna have to work that much harder. And a lot of these StarCraft 2 pros that have never been good at MOBAs have fucking been like Bronze League or some shit in LoL and shitty Dota 2 players, and then think, oh, I'll switch to Heroes and I'll be really good. And they get rank 1 Heroes of the Storm. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't mean shit.
Do you feel good now that you've got that off your chest?
Yeah, I just think it's really stupid that so many StarCraft 2 players think, like, oh, I'll go to Heroes, I'll do pretty well. If Heroes blows up like Blizzard wants it to and it becomes a big esports and it's actually comparable to Dota 2 or LoL, most of these players, including like Idra or other StarCraft 2 players that are on pro teams right now but haven't done shit, like, I bash on Idra a lot just because I've seen him play LoL and he was stuck in like Bronze 5, 4, 3, maybe Silver 4, and he played for like a year. Same thing with Dota 2. He played it a lot and was like still really shitty. Like, if you're that bad at MOBAs and then you go to Heroes and all of a sudden you're a pro or you're on the pro level, like, you're not playing real competition yet. So really, really consider what you're doing with your life as far as that.
To me, it seemed like it's going to be a pretty quick cash grab out of the first few tournaments, and then once if it actually blows up and there's big shit, then big boys are going to come, and the playground's going to get a lot uglier.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, anybody at the beginning of Blizzard's just like, we're going to host this $60,000 tournament.
I think that's why you have people switching so early, even though they lack the skills.
All right. Well, that covers it. Our first Patreon call-in. He called last week. Let me drag him in the call. All right. Whoops. Hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. I got a bit surprised because of the stream delay.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I was asking, wanted to ask whether anybody's worried because there are no Prime events announced yet so far for 2015, like DreamHack or Red Bull or yeah.
Well, I can confirm for a fact basically that there will be dream hacks. How many dream hacks? I don't know. I don't know if it'll be the same as last year, but there will be dream hacks of StarCraft 2.
Yeah, like France is supposed to know that, so.
Well, there will be more than France. I don't know how many.
Of course, but yeah, okay. Yeah. But
so
yeah.
As far as Red Bull, I mean, Mr. Bitter made a post on Team Liquid. As far as what I've heard, there's most likely going to be events. I don't know if they're going to host like big open tournaments or not. I mean, it's concerning, I guess, but there'll be tournaments. IEM basically stated that they don't plan on dropping StarCraft 2 this year. So, I mean,
it makes sense. But like the Red Bull circuit last year, I think it was pretty cool. Do you think it will return in that size or scale?
I don't think so, but I really haven't talked to anybody at Red Bull about it yet. Nathanias, you're probably closer to them than I am.
Yeah, Nathanias.
You can't say, I guess.
I can't really talk too much about it. I mean, as far as I know, it's very likely there'll be stuff, but what exactly that stuff will be, even I am not sure. So I haven't been told like dates or anything, or what exactly we're gonna, what if and or we'll be doing. So, but yeah, I'm sure as soon as stuff gets finalized, there'll be an announcement about it.
Okay. Do you think MRG will ever pick up SC2 again?
No.
No.
I mean, it could if Legacy of the Void was fucking huge. Like, if StarCraft 2 all of a sudden was as big as it was in 2011, 2012, then yeah, probably. But
yeah, but
is it likely? No.
It seems like MLG's done. Like, they do their Call of Duty shit, and then they do, like, X Games, which is, like, a really nice location. But outside of that, it seems like they're done with conventions, so...
Yeah,
but
for the most part.
StarCraft will reach a new peak with Legacy? Like, the highest peak yet?
I mean... It depends. Like, if Legacy of the Void is the saving grace that makes StarCraft 2, like, as good as Brood War was... It could be, I mean, it could be, but it's such like a long shot. It would be really, I mean, either way, StarCraft 2 is going to be more popular when Legacy of the Void comes out, just because there's so many changes and it's so new.
Yeah, sure.
But as far as like, I couldn't even put like a percentage. It really depends how good the game is. If the game's amazing, then possibly. If the game's not, then I don't know. It's just really hard with RTSs to ever sell them at the level of being the biggest game again. I
think one of the things we have going for us is that we're like one of the only legitimate 1v1 game, because let's be real, Hearthstone is like gambling. So
that's a good point. I think Carmack mentioned it, that they need a viable 1v1 on the circuit because they can't like fly so many teams around.
Yeah,
so
and also like the prize money compared to like splitting it in 5.
Yeah.
It's really harder to get better teams. So yeah.
So they need a 1v1 anyways.
Yeah.
Nathanias, what do you think? Do you think StarCraft 2 will ever be as big as it was, or bigger?
Ask Morrow first, man.
Okay,
I'm trying
Morrow.
not to talk as much.
Morrow, go first.
I don't know. I really hope that Blizzard gets their shit together, because they gotta make like a really good game for us pro gamers, but then they also gotta bring in all those transactions, buying skins and that kind of stuff. That kind of revived Counter-Strike, I would say. And who knew like that was gonna happen? Same thing could happen with StarCraft 2. So you, you never know.
I
I have high hopes anyway. What's up?
you really think skins will be coming to Legacy, Morrow?
I don't know. Like I said, I hope so. But
Okay.
I don't think it would if there was skins or like that kind of stuff. It will never be at the level that CS:GO is. I don't think
No,
Blizzard
no.
right now. will
Nobody
ever-
could copy that, man.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Well, it's just Blizzard as a company in general don't want to go down that road as far as like betting and setting up skins and like doing all the things that Valve has done.
No, of course not. But you know, like voice packs and stuff like this, it could
voice
make
packs.
StarCraft
Yes,
2 bigger
yes.
than StarCraft 2 was. Like, when was it at this peak? Like 2010, 2011?
No, not 2010. Like I think
2011, 2012, I would say.
Yeah,
maybe
those.
like Idra versus Boxer, I think, was the best numbers we got. No, the best numbers were BlizzCon this year, but like that was the most hype. Yeah.
So thank you so much for calling, buddy.
Thank you.
Hopefully you call again next week. Don't be scared, man. I believe in you.
Thank you. Bye.
See you.
Bye.
All right, so we have another call in. Hold on, let me fix the overlays.
Oh my god.
Come on, man. His questions were
No, it's
pretty
good.
good.
That was a good question. That was a good
Who's the
question.
next call-in?
It's a Patreon from Marco. He called before.
Okay.
HuK is vetting
Screening the
them
calls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he doesn't
Calls.
trust me, man.
Because desRow will take like some shady money under the table and be like, "Yeah, I'll get you in. Don't worry."
out. Where's my cut, desRow? Where's my cut?
Hello.
Hey, what's up, Marco? How you doing?
Good. How you guys doing?
Good.
All right. So my question is, with State winning the recent base trade TV tournament, him being North American born, do you guys feel that the only way for a North American player to actually compete at an international level is to, just completely relocate his life and move to Korea?
I don't think so, because in some parts of America you can actually practice on the Korea server without too much delay. And also I bet there's some parts of America where you can play on Europe server without too much delay either. I don't know what exactly you're talking about, like competing at the highest level. If that's like foreigner highest level, then for sure. But if you wanna like legitimately beat the top Koreans, then like even Europeans have to move to Korea.
Yeah, and it's also the fact that. Sorry, I'm just gonna let that truck pass.
I apologize. I had to
okay.
leave the office to make this call.
It's okay. Like he doesn't live in a team house or anything, so basically the only thing he's getting from being in Korea is better ping to Korea server. And as they mentioned, or as Morrow mentioned, that like that it'll make it more convenient to practice, but I don't think that makes or breaks him as a player. I think he's a really good player, but I think he's maybe one of the best NA players, but I don't think him being in Korea adds that much to his skill level. I think he just likes being in Korea. He likes playing with no ping. And that's it. And like also Morrow said, if you want to beat the Koreans, yeah, I would assume you would have to get some kind of training house.
Wow. I don't know any like really serious North American players that don't compete or don't practice on the European or Korean server. The only one that comes to mind is like, I know HuK is kind of in the middle of the country, so I know he has like probably like shit ping to both of them. But outside of that, I'm pretty sure every single player that at least considers themselves to be half decent in NA ladders on Europe or Korea more than they do on NA.
All right. Cool. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Bye.
Are we done now, desRow? Or what the fuck are you fapping? Did you mute yourself again? God damn it, desRow, unmute.
desRow, no.
Oh, all right.
Fuck, were you talking to yourself? Be honest. Do I
No.
have to turn on the stream to see you talking to yourself?
His
All
lips are
right.
moving, dude.
Yeah, your lips are fucking moving. I see you talking on the stream,
Rip.
and you're. Oh my.
Rip.
All right, so that concludes
Horrible.
the Patreon call-ins for this week. If you want to become a Patreon, you want to pledge, you can check out our Patreon page. All right, so there's a few questions on Twitter, and then I'm gonna hop on to Reddit after that. We have a question from Dr. Aromi, what do you think of WCS rushing round of 16, 8, 4, and 2 in 2 or 3 days? Looks like a waste to me.
So, I can talk a little bit about this. There are a couple of things, people, that were brought up that you may not. Well, I guess that actually we may have noticed or discussed in today's thing. So, are there going to be premier events in in NA or EU or whatever this year? Obviously, there seems to be fewer of them than there were last year, at least looking at what's been announced so far. But condensing these things to a weekend, as long as it's scheduled properly, like however long it runs across the day, so that the players can comfortably do it, I think it's not bad. I can't say a reason that's why it's bad, because when you condense it like that, you make it easier for people. Once the only obvious mistake you could make is not having the date out yet, and I hope the date is out for the season 1 finals. At least if it's not, then it hopefully should be really soon. But you could probably get better viewership for it than you would for the individual finals like you had last year. And outside of that, there's the opportunity to do it as a big event, or I think there's more that can be done with it than people are expecting for the season finals. And then obviously there's the whole opening the doors up for other content or tournaments or whatever to step in. But I don't think it's necessarily bad as long as it's scheduled properly so that the players aren't, killing themselves from playing like 100 games in a day.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Chris? If you make it to the round of 16, how would you feel about having so many matches in 3 days?
It'd be, from a pro gamer perspective, the big thing would be, it would be harder to prepare specific builds. So players that are really good at preparing for their opponents would suffer more because they would basically thrown into like a bunch of matches and like what ifs. So you if you're practicing 2 weeks before your match for the round of 16 plus, you're basically like thinking, okay, I gotta play this guy for sure, but then maybe I have to play this guy or that guy, and then I could play one of these 4 guys. So you can't prepare for everybody, obviously. So the better players that are generally mechanically strong and overall skilled are gonna do a lot better at this format than the ones that are really good at specific matchups or preparing for specific opponents. Yeah, I don't know. I think overall it's fine. I'm not like going into it like saying, "Oh fuck, man, I really wish this format was different." So, I'm fine with that.
Mm-hmm. All right, from Twitter, okay.
Morrow, get fucked again, buddy.
Jesus, Chris.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Just go on.
Okay.
Interesting.
From from Twitter, what's the correlation between prize pool and how big it will be? I know they've invested in WCS, but is that enough? From Morrow.
I don't even understand the question.
Well, now that I read it again. Alright, who wins WCS Season 1? Plus, Lawrence or Chris shots fired at Grubby. Was that what you were...
implying? No.
No? Are you sure?
I mean, I don't even know if maybe Grubby played a lot of Dota 2 or Dota 1 or something. I don't know how good he is at MOBAs. I just mean in general.
Okay.
Any StarCraft 2 pro can get rank 1 hero on Heroes of the Storm.
Okay.
IMO.
Okay. So, Morrow, who's going to win WCS Season 1?
I think. No, I only have I have to find the player list, man.
What?
How would I
Hydra,
know all the players? Like
Hydra,
by heart?
4GG, or Pult?
What about Violet?
Hydra, 4GG, or Pult?
Yeah, like my initial thought was 4GG, and after hearing that, I think I still will go with 4GG. I think he's really good, man. He's so fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What about you, HuK?
Hydra.
What about you, Nathanias?
I'm a 4GG fanboy through and through.
Alright, and I'm gonna vote Hydra too.
I'm glad out of all these 32 players, we could only think of 3 that had a realistic chance of winning.
I just think they're the most likely.
Yeah, okay, that's true. Most likely. We could. I believe in the possible upsets.
Yeah, of course. They're just like.
I think I'm looking to see Morrow get out first in his group. That's my dream right there.
Alright, a question for Mo. How long will you or are you allowed to arrive before end to settle and cure your jet lag for your trip to the US for WCS?
Wait, what's this? When I?
How long will you be in the US for your trip to WCS?
Let me ask this question, desRow, because you don't. He doesn't speak English and you don't speak great English, and I'll be the interpreter here. He wants to know how much earlier than your play date can you arrive to like become better with the time zone. You know, so you're not jet lag. So you can come like 2 days ahead, 3 days ahead, blah blah blah.
Yeah. I could tell them like I could basically pick when I wanted to come, but I decided that I will come just the day before, basically because I don't think it will be very fun seeing how there's just gonna be a couple of players. It's not like a normal LAN where you can just go hang out, you know, the day before and do a bunch of fun stuff.
You want to hang out with me and Kev? What the fuck, man?
I don't know, man. I'm not looking forward to the trip very much. I think 1 day before is fine because traveling to NA and dealing with that kind of jet lag is much easier than Korea because if I leave during the day, I think I will arrive like during the day as well in NA.
Yeah.
And you know, fixing my sleep schedule to go backwards is much harder than, you know, forwards.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that that will be fine.
Okay. There was a 3-part question.
That transition, that post transition.
Yo, are you gonna give me a fucking break at some point today, you motherfucker?
Imagine they went to like Clutch, James Mix, and they're like, "All right, back to you," and they're like, "Okay, going to the desk."
You make me look like a fucking idiot, but okay. I tried to answer the question as best as I could.
Will you people? No, okay. Do you have any plans for vacation afterwards since you are already over there?
No.
All right.
Back to you. I'm gonna answer all questions like this from now on.
Are you okay?
No more good answers from me, that's true.
I'll pick another question quickly.
I don't link me at desRow. Fuck, are you having a heart attack? Should we call someone? I think he's dying. I see the stream and I just see him go like raw. It's like doing the wave or something.
All right.
Hey.
desRow.
I'm scrolling. Hold on. We have seen a bit of testing of the new Swarmos. What are your thoughts so far?
Are you watching yourself or something on stream and laughing at yourself?
No, I'll just shoot myself. What about the new Swarmos, Nathanias?
I was really bugged when I first messed around with it. Everyone said it sucked and seemed useless, but that's because it wasn't attacking half the time. I haven't run any shell matches since they fixed the balance test map because organizing players is difficult when most of the ones that I would want are European and I live in California. I haven't seen it since it's been fixed, but I obviously I'm all for it because it means the end of the, you know, the shitstorm that is the swarm hose.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You always do that. You go, fucking, like that's it. That's all you have to add.
Yo.
Yeah.
All right.
Obviously, like, yeah, I agree. Thank you for that. All right, we're gonna move on to the next something, man. Not just.
You gotta give me something for that.
Yo, I'm off my game today, guys. Come on. All right. Morrow, have you seen the new Swarmos? Do you like them?
No, I haven't tested around with that. But I'm with Nathanias, man. I'm looking forward to this nerf. I'm looking forward to, you know, PDD nerf. Like, hopefully they just fix the late game all around. I'm so fucking sick of, you know, split map situations, and yeah, I hope that stuff is gonna be a thing of the past when Legacy of the Void comes.
Yes. What about you,
Yes.
HuK? Guys.
You know, like I picked up on this for so long, but it just got pointed out now. But you cannot not do that. You have been doing that for the last 27 episodes, and you're gonna keep doing it for the next 27. Every time now, it's gonna be
No,
pointed out.
no. Man, I have to scroll through everything to find like the good questions. You don't realize, man, there's a lot of shitty questions. Come on, man.
Okay.
Yes. See, you're doing it too. Anyway, what are your thoughts on the new Swarmos, HuK?
I haven't played it at all. I watched Nathanias' show matches a little bit, but there's no really big incentive for me to test it out. So it's like I have very little time as it is to stream, practice for WCS, do all the background investigations and player association things that I'm working on, and then I don't know. There's no point in testing something for me unless I know it's going to come to be.
Yes. Very good point. So,
God damn it!
Now it just sounds so forced. Because you say the K first, and then there's like a pause, and then you're like, oh yeah, I gotta say something else. And you're like, oh, good point.
guys, we're here for a StarCraft talk show, not to coach desRow. Please talk with Nathanias and HuK about your ASL non-appearance. I can understand your point and would never watch Ding It, but from a player, I think it was very unprofessional. Nathanias.
As the man who had, I think, 3 times their viewers with just my face during the match, desRow, I'm glad you forfeit, because I don't think I would have beaten you if I had to play you.
Yes.
I'll be honest, I thought I was going to lose to Trace, but I beat him. So I'm just really happy that I made it out first in the group, because that Zerg guy messaged Trace after the match, and he said, please never lose to Nathanias again. So I think he was really salty about my Hellbat pushes. But, yeah, life is good.
Life is good. What about you, HuK?
We talked about it when I was streaming last
Yeah,
night.
but that guy's asking, man. He wants some answers.
Okay, give me a second. Can't remember exactly what we said. Yeah, I mean, you didn't know it was on Ding It, I think?
No,
right?
I didn't. But it was my own fault, yeah.
I mean, if you known, I think the way that desRow went about tweeting it, his tweet was very, like, just bad. What was your tweet? Read it first, desRow.
Okay.
Yeah.
The tweet was very, like, offensive. It wasn't like, sorry, I have chosen to back out of this tournament because my own personal reasons, or I don't agree with promoting Ding It personally, or something. It was, like, very offensive.
Sorry if you were looking forward to my match on ASL tonight. I thought they were going to run the season on Twitch. No desire to promote Ding It.
Yeah, it just sounds not... There's like, many ways. I can put you in contact with Alex Garfield, and you can come up with a better excuse. Like, I went drinking the night before, I was sick. We've gone through them on EG a few times with different players, so... Come up with something better next time and don't look like such a big asshole, I guess. Look at Morrow's face. He's smiling so much because he gets it. He got the joke and he was like, you know what happened.
I think that wraps up everything, guys.
By the way, on that point, desRow,
Yes.
because the face cam thingy I did yesterday, I actually spoke to them about it because the Ding It guy, who is apparently Maddles, was let me know that they're working on making it so that if I want to stream my point of view in round of 16, I can. So they're willing to be cooperative. They just
Are you for real?
They didn't realize that it was that big of a deal. So then I got messaged about it, and they're like, "We'll see what we can do." Because from the Ding It perspective, they're not actually the Ding It guys don't care. So as long as they get that clear with the tournament admins, then it should be fine. So I should be able to stream my round of 16 matches.
Well, I'm glad my sacrifice was not in vain.
Well met.
Motherfucker. I really think it concludes everything. HuK, I sent you a question if you want to ask that one, because it's a little bit weird asking a question to myself.
To desRow, how do you feel about Lycan competing with you on an SA2 show, SC2 tournament, and now even in comment section of your show by trying to answer every question in advance? Kappa, desRow, is this your alternate account? Did you write this question for me to ask you? Is this like desRowception?
No, of course not.
Base Trade just hosted Tiger Lily. Thank you, Base Trade.
I didn't reply to Rifkin, so because the show's almost over. But yeah, no. So here's the thing about, and we were talking about this pre-show with Nathanias. Is I think Lycan's doing this not because he wants to make a living out of it, but just because he like really enjoys the scene. So for him, it's just like I'm like a competitor. That's not really a factor. And for me, obviously, this is my living. So he's more of a competitor than I am to him. We obviously were both interested in doing the same things because we see where there could be an opportunity to be made, and we'll see. His tournament had better viewers than mine, but mine was scattered for the night crowd for NA, so it's a uphill battle. So we'll see where it goes. And competition is good, so hopefully we don't pick on a third project that we have the same idea, because then, then I guess we can make it a best of 3 to see who wins the competition. But so yeah, that let me see if there's anything else on Twitter. Oh yeah, happy birthday, Nathanias.
Okay.
Fuck's sake.
No. Why? What's the
Do
story?
you not get it? Oh my god.
What's the story? Is it not your birthday?
It's not his birthday.
Oh my god. They just
yeah.
it's some forced meme bullshit, okay?
They just said it was his birthday, so a bunch of people would say happy birthday, and then you're adding to it, but it's not actually his birthday. It was the day he was streaming the ASL match. It was yesterday, right?
It happened yesterday. I was just streaming and someone was like, happy birthday. I was like, it's not my birthday. And then someone else in my chat was like, oh, happy birthday. And just when no one was fucking shut the fuck up. Rip.
Alright. Well, guys, that concludes the show. Let's do the shoutouts, and then let's go on our merry way. Nathanias, where can we see you next, and what are you going to be up to soon?
I'm probably going to be streaming after this. I basically just been streaming lots of StarCraft. I mostly play on the Korean ladder myself because these weird InBQQ guys, I seem to run into them a lot when I'm playing NA and streaming. So, yeah. And also, I've been playing some classic games too. If you ever tune into my stream late at night, I've been playing all the Resident Evils like the last week and a half or so. I'm doing Resident Evil 3 tonight. But outside of that, I'm also going to be casting the WCS groups A and B on February 14th and 15th. As a single man, I can save esports instead of going out on a date on Valentine's Day. So please come join me and watch some StarCraft. You can watch Snoot as well, who was probably the player in that group that I guess would draw your eyes the most. But yeah, and shout out to my sponsor, CyberPower PC, and Quest Gaming, Quest Nutrition, make dank protein bars. Easy.
All right. What about you, Morrow? What are you going to be up to next, and so on?
Yes, I want to say thank you once again for inviting me to the show.
Yes.
And I'm a little bit sorry about not having so much to say. It's because I've just been really busy playing and practicing for events. I didn't really read up on the whole drama thing about.
Do you play
about
customs?
everything.
Or just ladder?
I play ladder and I play customs. Anyway, I do stream. I think I will be streaming some more days, but after that, I think I'm gonna start practicing for WCS, which will be at the end of the month. But yeah, you can check that out at twitch.tv/Morrow. You can also follow me on Twitter at propmorrowbb2. And I think that will do it for me. Oh, and shout out to my team Property. Yeah,
Nice.
that's it.
Yes, we're a really good team, Swedish team. What about you, HuK? What are you going to be up to next? Are you looking forward to the next Remax episode where you get shit on me every 10 minutes?
Yeah, I guess. It's not something I look forward to, but when it happens, it's a special moment, I guess. Thank you to everybody that watches the show. Thank you to our 2 wonderful guests for coming on, especially on such short notice. Thank you for hosting, desRow. Okay. And I think that's about it. Yeah.
Yeah?
And, yeah.
What about your commentary Sunday? Don't you want to talk about that?
Oh, so I haven't been getting enough donations compared to even people like desRow or Morrow. So I thought maybe if I sold out a little bit more and put like a bar of progress, and I'll do actual commentating on Sundays if I get enough money. That's pretty much it. So if you watch my stream and you want to give me money to hear me talk more about games and my insanely good Protoss whining and stuff, then give me money. Oh, you think
Yeah.
that's funny, Widow Mine Boy, huh?
I do that for free though over at my stream.
Oh,
Morrow.
Matt.
Free commentary the whole day,
Do you commentate the whole game?
the whole game, man. You should watch my stream,
Don't you find it hard?
dude. It's really hard. I'm like,
Don't you play
I-
worse and practice
dude,
worse?
I play like shit. I'm like top 50 GM.
Okay.
Not I can't barely get higher than that. But
Would
we
you
like
like-
to have fun, I guess.
HuK, would you like to thank our Patreons that have gone higher pledge that are worth saying their name out loud for money?
No, that's your job.
Here are their names. Do
That's
one
okay.
at least. Do one.
I believe in you.
Alright, so thank you everyone for watching the show. I'd like to give a shout out to Riamar, Nifel Yo, Lucid, Zealous Zam, and The Prime Mind for being Patreons above $20. We appreciate your support and so on. If you don't know about our Patreon, you can check it out here. Yeah, basically for me, I do a tournament, a weekly tournament on Saturdays. So next week, because WCSNA is silly, and they start at 6 p.m. My tournament's going to be pushed back 4 hours. So we're going to start at 2 p.m. Eastern. And I'm only saying that because Nathanias sent the call, and I know he's like, motherfucker. You can save this file. So anyway, yeah, so that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching the stream. I'll be streaming tomorrow as always. I stream every day. And yeah, I love you all. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys next week. Wave. Wave with me. Thank you.